Hey, you. You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. And that thief over there.
Damn you Stormcloaks. Skyrim was fine until you came along. Empire was nice and lazy. If they hadn't been looking for you, they could have stolen that horse and been halfway to Hammerfell. You there, you and me, we shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
We're all brothers and sisters in binds now, thief.
Shut up back there.
What's wrong with him, huh?
Watch your tongue. You're speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High King.
Ulfric? The Jarl of Windhelm? You're the leader of the rebellion. But if they captured you... Oh gods, where are they taking us?
I don't know where we're going, but Sovngarde awaits.
No, this can't be happening. This isn't happening.
Hey, what village are you from, horse thief?
Why do you care?
A Nord's last thoughts should be of home.
Rorikstead. I'm from Rorikstead.
General Tullius, sir. The headsman is waiting.
Good. Let's get this over with.
Sure. Mar, Debella, Kinnereth, Akatosh, Divines, please help me.
Look at him. General Tullius, the military governor. And it looks like the Thalmor are with him. Damn elves. I bet they had something to do with this. This is Helgen. I used to be sweet on a girl from here. Wonder if Vilod is still making that mead with juniper berries mixed in. Funny. When I was a boy, Imperial walls and towers used to make me feel so safe.
Who are they, Danny? Where are they going?
To go inside.
Why? I want to watch the soldiers.
Inside the house. Now.
Yes, Papa.
Get these prisoners out of the carts. Move it!
Why are we stopping?
Why do you think? End of the line. Let's go. Shouldn't keep the gods waiting for us.
No, wait! We're not rebels!
Face your death with some courage, thief.
You've got to tell them! We weren't with you! This is a mistake!
Step towards the block when we call your name. One at a time.
Empire loves their damned lists.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
Ralof of Riverwood. Lokir of Rorikstead.
No! I'm not a rebel! You can't do this!
Halt!
You're not gonna kill me!
Archers! Anyone else feel like running?
Wait. You there. Step forward. Who are you?
Well, I've played a Nord before, so I'm gonna vary things up just a little bit.
You are not with the Thalmor embassy, are you, High Elf? No, that can't be right. Captain, what should we do? She's not on the list.
Forget the list. She goes to the block.
By your orders, Captain. I'm sorry. We'll make sure your remains are returned to the Somerset Isle. Follow the captain, prisoner.
In fact, they don't treat any of them any different.
Ulfric Stormcloak.
Need to make
Some
it
here in
work.
Helgen call you a hero, but a hero doesn't use a power like the voice to murder his king and usurp his throne. You started this war, plunged Skyrim into chaos, and now the Empire is going to put you down and restore the peace.
What was that?
It's nothing. Carry on.
Yes, General Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the eight divines upon you.
For the love of Talos, shut up and let's get this over.
Learn our... As you wish.
Come on! I haven't got all morning. My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
You Imperial bastards!
Justice!
Death to the Stormcloaks!
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Next, the High Elf!
There it is again. Did you hear that?
I said, next prisoner!
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy.
What in oblivion is that?
Sentries, what do you see?
It's in the ground!
Could the legends be true?
Legends don't burn down villages.
Let's see if it's under settings now. No, not yet.
We need to move, now! Up through the towers. Let's go!
We just need to move some of these...
Still alive, prisoner? Keep close to me if you want to stay that way.
Gunnar, take care of the boy. Stay close to the wall.
Yeah,
Into the keep, soldier. We're leaving.
It's you and me, prisoner.
Out of my way.
We're escaping, Hadvar. You're not stopping us this time.
Looks like we're the only ones who made it. Was that really a dragon? The bringers of the end times? We should keep moving. Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings off. There you go. Take a look around. There should be plenty of gear to choose from. I'm going to see if I can find something for these burns. You better get some gear. You better get that armor on. Give that sword a few swings, too. Let's keep moving. That thing is still out there.
We need to get moving. That dragon is tearing up the whole keep.
Just give me a minute. I'm out of breath.
Hear that? Stormcloaks. Maybe we can reason with them. Hold on now. Wait.
If you want to die, so be it.
Do your worst. That's it. Breathe and work. No more. I yield. I yield.
Let me see if I can get that door open.
It's taking their weapons.
Damn, that dragon doesn't give up.
Make us alive! Freedom or Sodom guard!
That is a useful little
I know
spell.
storerooms. You can find some potions. Might come in handy.
One of the Stormcloaks took their partner out. I may need the food.
Done then? This way. torture room. Gods, I wish we could pop out.
I got it.
That's the end of that.
You fellows happened along just in time. These boys seemed a bit upset at how I've been entertaining their comrades.
Don't you even know what's going on? Dragon is attacking Helgen.
I'm gonna stick with Fury for now.
Dragon, please, don't make up nonsense. Although, come to think of it, I hear some odd noise is coming from over there.
Come. We need to get out of here.
You have no authority over me, boy.
Didn't you hear me? I said the keep is under attack.
Forget the old man. I'll come with you.
You take all my things, please.
Grab. Together, let's go.
Even if you're not really going with a rogue build, this is a good idea to do this.
Where in Oblivion are we supposed to go? Where's the way out?
Just give me a minute. Let me think.
Free them or stubborn God!
You can't beat me.
You can't win this.
Now you're mine.
That it? Huh? Your best? Is that the best you can do? Skyrim belongs to the north. You'll need to do better than that. That's it.
I better stay back and see the old man.
Let's see where this goes. push on. I'm sure the others will find another way out.
Two large ones.
I knew I heard something. Must have scared them off. What next? Giant snakes.
Good amount of poison.
Hold up. There's a bear just ahead. See her? I'd rather not tangle with her right now. You might be able to sneak by. Just take it nice and slow, and watch where you step. Or if you're feeling lucky, you can take this road. Might take you by surprise. Go ahead. I'll follow your lead and watch your back. Easy does it. That was close. This looks like the way out. I was starting to wonder if we'd ever make it. Wait!
There we go, survival mode. Need to eat, sleep, and stay warm. Also adds additional challenges such as no fast travel, reduced carry weight, and only when you sleep.
Looks like he's gone for good this time. But I don't think we should stick around to see if he comes back. Closest town from here is Riverwood. My uncle's the blacksmith there. I'm sure he'd help you out. It's probably best if we split up.
When they said reduced, they weren't joking. So it has a warmth rating too.
Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your help today. Listen, you should go to Solitude and join up with the Imperial Legion. We could really use someone like you. And if the rebels have themselves a dragon, General Tullius is the only one who can stop them. See that ruin up there? Bleak Falls Barrow. When I was a boy, that place always used to give me nightmares. Dragon. Creeping down.
So food poisoning, huh? See status.
Mountain to climb through.
No, it's just showing stamina like that.
Window.
Tomato's pretty good at
Night. That
selling
kind of
hunger.
I admit, I still don't much like the look of it. These are the Guardian Stones. 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Go ahead, see for yourself. Warrior. Good. I knew you shouldn't have been on that cult the minute I laid eyes on you. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, you've already earned your pardon. But until we get that confirmed by General Tullius, just stay clear of other Imperial soldiers and avoid any complications, all right? No one here now. I'm glad you decided to come with me. We're almost to River. Things look quiet enough here. Come on, there's my uncle.
What are you doing here? Are you on leave from shores, both? What happened to you, boy?
Shh, Uncle, please. Keep your voice down. I'm fine, but we should go inside to talk.
What's going on? And who's this?
She's a friend. Saved my life, in fact. Come on, I'll explain everything, but we need to go inside.
Okay, come inside then. Sigrid will get you something to eat, and you can tell me all about it. Sigrid, we have company.
Hadvar, we've been so worried about you. Come, you two must be hungry. Sit down and I'll get you something to eat.
Now then, boy, what's the big mystery? What are you doing here looking like you lost an argument with a cave bear?
I don't know where to start. You know I was assigned to Genital. Here's a skull. We were stopped in Helgen when we were attacked by a dragon.
A dragon? That's ridiculous. You aren't drunk, are you, boy?
Husband, let him tell his story.
Not much more to tell. This dragon flew over and just wrecked the whole place. Mass confusion. I don't know if anyone else got out alive. I doubt I'd made it out myself if not for my friend here. I need to get back to Solitude and let them know what's happened. I thought you could help us out. Food, supplies, a place to stay.
Of course. Any friend of Hadvar's is a friend of mine. I'm glad to help however I can. Like I said, I'm glad to help in any way I can. But I need your help. We need your help. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever soldiers he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt. Cross the river and then head north. You'll see it just past the falls. When you get to Whiterun, just keep going up. When you get to the top of the hill, you're at Dragon's Reach, the Jarl's palace. Jarl Balgruuf, he rules Whiterun Hold. A good man, perhaps a bit overcautious, but these are dangerous times. So far, he's managed to stay out of the war. I'm afraid it can't last, though. I don't think he likes either Ulfric or Elisif much. Who can blame him? But I've no doubt he'll prove loyal to the Empire in the end. He's no traitor. Ah, I forget you're new to Skyrim. Jarl Elisif, I should say. Although only because she was married to Jarl Torygg when he was murdered. Ulfric murdered Torygg, you know. Walked right into his palace in Solitude and killed him. Shouted him to death, if you believe the stories. That's what started this whole war. The Empire couldn't ignore that. Once the Jarls start killing each other, we're back to the bad old days. Gerder's family first settled here as woodcutters a few generations ago. She and Hod run the mill. I make a decent living sharpening axes and fixing the sawmill. Until next time.
Did you really see a dragon? What did it look like? Did it have big teeth?
Well, I'd better get back to work. You two make yourselves at home.
Did you really see a dragon?
Yep. I need to get the White Run. You can already see the impact of fatigue. But the other stuff is not as visible as I thought it'd be. But I guess that makes sense to a degree. I can't look up how much hunger I have or the cold rating. I have to pay attention to screen prompts. Other than that, it seems about the same. Air's comfortable. So that's telling me, oh, the symbol. Slightly chilly but comfortable. Well, he died.
Run off. Well, that's taken care of. No thanks to you.
No, he died.
Certainly not. But a true warrior would have relished the opportunity to take on a giant. That's why I'm here, with my shield brothers. An outsider, eh? Never heard of the Companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough. Not for me to say. You'll have to talk to Kodlak Whitemane up in Jorvaskar. The old man's got a good sense for people. He can look in your eyes and tell your worth. If you go to him, good luck.
Look strong. Come to your basket.
Something's off. Settings, gameplay. No, it's on expert. The giant died too quickly though.
Companion.
I didn't notice that in the regular game. I'm really wondering what that is. You know what I think it is? I think it's either a mammoth or a giant. Yeah. For some reason it's putting the dust things way up in the sky.
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only. Riverwood's in danger too. You better go on in. You'll find the Jarl in Dragon's Reach, at the top of the hill.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle. Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside. Plenty. I'd say we're prosperous enough. Most folk don't go hungry, if they're willing to work hard. The city's ruled by the Jarl up in Dragon's Reach. That's the fortress there, up on the tall hill. But you're probably more interested in your Vasker, Mead Hall of the Companions. Their deeds of war and valor are legendary. Looking to protect yourself, or deal some damage?
Yeah, I can sell some of this extra stuff. The only thing I'm keeping is the mace and one longbow. The mace because I prefer the mace over a sword. And a longbow for primary weapon. Think I can make more.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
Got enough strips, I just don't have enough armor or leather. I can check on that after I talk with the Jarl.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here.
If you wish to hunt with me, your feet need to be quick and your eyes quick.
I spend a lot of time at the market stall so I can learn the merchants. Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda. Before my ma-and-da passed, I told them that one day, I'd become the best trader in Skyrim. I met one of the caravan leaders, Madran. He said he'd help me get started if I could bring him a mammoth's tusk. Easier said than done. You'd do that? If you find one, I could teach you a thing or two about trading. Help you get a fair bargain in the future? About the same as everyone else? They're the catfolk of Elsewhere. Great warriors, good traders. Way I hear it, Elsewhere ain't nothing like Skyrim. It's got tropical forests and dusty badlands. It sounds awful. Yeah, these Khajiit make a living traveling the roads and selling their wares. It's got to be tough. Skyrim's a hard enough land when you've got a roof over your head. Worst thing is, nobody wants them in the cities. Nobody trusts them. Reputation mostly. A lot of Khajiit turn to smuggling and thievery to get by. A few bad apples spoil the bunch. You know how it is. Farewell.
It works here even if you play an Ultimate, since not all the Ultimate go with Belmar with their ideas.
Brigands I can handle. But this talk of dragons... World gone mad, I say.
What would you have me do then? Nothing? My lord, please. This is no time for rash action. I just think we need more information before we act.
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgruuf is not receiving visitors. Well, that explains why the guards let you in. Come on then. The Jarl will want to speak to you personally.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes? By Ysmir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls? Against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. If that dragon is lurking in the mountains...
That is a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not...
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons. Farengar, I think I've found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill her in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there. Straight to the point, eh? No need for tedious hows and whys. I like that. Leave those details to your betters, am I right? I, learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself. An old tomb, built by the ancient Nords. Perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Ah, maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood, a miserable little village a few miles south of here. I'm sure some of the locals can point you in the right direction once you get there. Well, must preserve some professional secrets, mustn't we? I have my sources. Reliable sources. I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions. Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcadia will provide some form of recompense. Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task.
This is a priority now. Anything we can use to fight this dragon, or dragons, we need it quickly, before it's too late.
Of course, Jarl Valgroof. You seem to have found me an able assistant. I'm sure she will prove most useful.
Succeed at this, and you'll be rewarded. Whiterun will be in your debt.
Damn those Greymanes to oblivion. If they want to back the Stormcloaks, they'll get what's coming to them.
Looking to do some hunting? Brittleshin Pass. It's southeast of here.
I believe they're talking about this area right here. There's a bandit thing right about there. Yeah, I probably should have put that on. Ah, it does have a warp rating, an armor rating. Do the armor would do a lot. It's noisy as all get out. Not really heavy armor type person. I'm gonna have this heavy armor, but it's a different with a shield. I've also got to factor how much I'm carrying, which I didn't have to do before.
Hi there. Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over. Hi there.
I ain't done nothing.
Need something?
Okay, so...
The security in Whiterun is terrible. Shameful is what it is.
Sadia, wake up there. Yes, Mum.
The guards in this city are all lazy and undisciplined.
You want a drink?
Things need to change.
Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both.
Blood wine. Doesn't do much for hunger. Pies do. Pretty good price, I guess. Baked potatoes do a decent amount. I don't weigh much. I should roast taters again. Don't worry about it. Bread seems a good deal. I can get 2 bread for one of some of the other things.
Now please, no more questions.
That was just lying around? Good find.
Commander Caius. Walks around Dragon's Reach like a preening rooster. I could do his job blind.
I enjoy this work well enough. Sure thing, it's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room, right this way.
Yes.
Means I'm gonna invest quite a bit in stamina.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
This is a local favorite and one of the first songs I ever learned. Ragnar the Red. Oh. Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead.
Old friend, patron of the great
Braggart
clan
and
battle
swaggering
poet.
displayed as he told of both battles in the book.
I'm as much a Nord as the next man, but I'm no fool. I don't live in the past like Ray.
The Jarl has finally agreed to send you back to Riverwood.
Yes, House Court. We'll leave immediately.
It's just us against the dragon. Is that it?
I can't afford to send anyone else, and we don't know where the dragon is. Your main job will be to keep an eye out and get the people to safety if the town is attacked. I don't expect the three of you to fight off the dragon by yourselves, but I do expect you to do your duty.
Of course. We'll keep Riverwood safe. You can count on it. Let's move out. Time's a wasting.
I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Jorland Greymane's got that honor. That I do. I've got to, if I hope to be as good as Jorland Greymane someday. In fact, I just finished my best piece of work. It's a sword. I made it for the Jarl, Balgruf the Greater. It's a surprise. I don't even know if he'll accept it, but... Listen, could you take the sword to my father, Proventus Avenici? He's the Jarl's steward. He'll know the right time to present it to him. Thanks. Take a look.
I would normally try to keep some of this stuff, but I'm gonna have to sell it because I can't carry as much as I would like to. As much as I'd like to keep the shield, I may need the gold.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything. Not bad. Reminds me when I first started smithing.
And that was to get myself leather armor. I'm gonna deliver this sword since, well, as I said, I can't carry as much.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course.
What is it, Elf?
What then? Do the elves take your homes? Your businesses? Your children? Your very...
There's Proventus, right at the back.
I serve Jarl Balgruf as... From Adrian? Ah, this must be that weapon for the Jarl. Poor girl. So eager to prove herself. I'll present it to Balgruf when his mood is... agreeable. Thank you. Please, take these few coins for services rendered. Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
And I've got the frost things to deliver too. Then I'll be on my way. Delivering the frost things will get me a few potions I could use.
Be glad you're here in the city and not out in Riverwood.
Ah, they can barely tolerate our presence on Earth. Today, they take away finest cuts fresh from the wilds.
I've got a hungry daughter, so selling my produce. Let me know if you see anything you like. Good morning. You look rather pale. Could be ataxia. It's quite a problem back home in Cyrodiil. Ah, splendid, splendid. It's for a special brew I'm working on. A love elixir like none other. Maybe I'll test it on Farengar first. Oh, but I suppose you expect some compensation. Here. These potions should suffice. Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
Foolish old. You know nothing. Nothing of ours.
There's a caravan. Place where I believe that they were referring to. It's either here or no, it's probably there. You can see the road going up. There's bandits up there. And I'm heading to a place where there's no bandits. Let's see what kind of books I have. Normally I'm reluctant to sell books. Not like before, so apparently I'm going to need to rest in a bed before I can level up.
I'll see you. Bah. Oh, I yield! I yield! Oh!
You ain't gonna fall for that. Mage Hood has less value than I thought it would. Before I wouldn't think about hunting. Maybe I should now.
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
We are done talking about this. Oh, a customer. Sorry you had to hear that. Yeah, well, I don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood Trader is still open. Feel free to shop. Yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in, but we still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw. You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northeast of town. Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh, really?
The sooner you find the claw... Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Maybe I should sell the mace. No, I need at least one melee. Doesn't weigh much. May need that. I don't need the food. Sell these ingredients. I'll start saving them more. Much as I dislike selling books. Sell everything but the Book of the Dragonborn. This actually, strangely enough, might be useful.
No, by the 8, fine. But only to the edge of town.
We have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Falls Barrow. You can see it from here, though. The mountain just over the buildings. Those thieves must be mad hiding out there. Those old crypts are filled with nothing but traps, trolls, and who knows what else.
Sometimes she freezes right here. I'm gonna go on then. And there she goes.
This way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on then. Oh, there she goes.
I mean, we have plenty of things in the shop that are worth just as much coin. Lucan found the claw about a year after he opened the store. He never quite explained where he got it. He's a tricky one. This is the bridge out of town. The path up the mountain to the northwest leads to Bleak Falls Barrow. I guess I should get back to my brother. He'll throw a fit if I take too long. Such a child. Mara bless you for agreeing to help us.
And that one's trying to hide. Not doing too good of a job. First set of bandits at this tower. This is where it might make a difference. Need a hood. That'll help with some warmth. I wonder if the arrows have a slightly different drift as well. I see that cold is going to have a huge impact. It may be a good idea to carry multiple sets of armor, depending upon where I'm going to be. This fur armor doesn't have as much armor, not much, but it's got a lot more warmth. Not as bad as I thought it'd be. That one probably heard me cast. Indeed he did.
Split your belly like an old woman's burst!
take slightly different tactics. I'm going to temporarily retreat and get some warmth back. Maybe I have a torch. And I don't. Alright. I had underestimated how much impact the cold would have. I'll sell some of this extra stuff to the blacksmith, and then I'll stay at the inn. Maybe. That will allow me to get the level I just got. Survival has a pretty big impact, but it's interesting so far.
May the gods watch over your battle, friend. Take a look.
I'm keeping 2 sets, fur and leather. Not much. I'm playing the survival version for Skyrim.
Good day.
And I just saw the impact on how much impact cold has on you.
What is it?
I'm about to level up here, since you need to stay at in a tavern to level up, as opposed to before where, well, I think you just need to sleep in a bed. Might not just require a tavern.
Orgnar, are you listening?
Hard not to.
The ale is going bad. We need to get a new batch. Did you hear me?
Yep, ale's going bad. We got rooms and food. Drink, too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell.
I guess you don't have potatoes in your... You're that visitor, Ben. Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
I'm gonna pick out some food before I go. Nah, someone owns that chicken. Stamina is going to be incredibly vital. With a decreased... must have gone 2 levels. Plus I tend to do a archer build anyway. doing a mage archer.
This is an ode to Skyrim's
Well, thank you very much for doing that. I hope you enjoy it. I'm doing an Altmer
We
build
got rooms
mage.
and food. Drink, too. I cook.
wait.
Ain't much else to tell.
I'm doing
Take a look.
an Altmer mage archer build. And doing it with beef seems to be pretty good. Pie weighs about as much. Bread, I've noticed, is a pretty good deal. And tomatoes not bad for weight. But yeah, I usually do a mage archer. The only big difference from that and an agent is there really isn't that much of a difference. It basically is an agent. An agent as you would have played from Oblivion in the earlier games. Well, I think agent was the first one. Before that, I used to play a Nightblade. Alright, second foray into the cold. There are, I think, 3 bandits on the outside, 2 bandits on the inside, 2 certain on the inside, 3 on the outside. I haven't played it, I'm afraid. So I couldn't really tell you one way or the other. It could be that most of the damage I took from before was when I was still wearing the leather armor. And I just didn't get a chance to warm up from that. Slaughterfish. Hide, boots, bracers. Bracers might help. Boots will help. It's a lot of fun. I've played it. I've got some other games I've played too. They're on playlist on my channel if you'd like to take a look at them. But I think Far Cry 5 is a lot of fun. It's a good change in direction for how combat works and how your health works. So bracers, 13 versus 13, no change. Shoes are significantly better than leather. What's the other? Hide armor's not going to be as good. And boots aren't going to be as good. Okay, no change. This extra things I can sell. The thing is, if you enjoy Far Cry, it's pretty much right up your alley. There's some minor changes to it and how your health works versus earlier games, but it's pretty fun. The biggest change is helos and propeller airplane, which honestly adds to the game. Helos are pretty easy to fly to. One of them is doing Overwatch over there. I need to go to the doctor for a bit, but other than that, okay. Can't complain too much. Hope your day's going well. Coming up to where two of them will be walking a circuit. One of them's right there. The other one should still be up here.
Is someone there?
There he is.
Can't wait to count out your coin.
I think you can wait a little bit longer.
Where are you? Can't hide from me.
There's one more archer. Yeah, 42, actually. Remember back in the day with the old television. One tango left. If things have not changed, it should be an archer. Still got plenty of time to get inside. Visual by the pillar. I think there's a slight change in how arrows fly in survival. But that one is hard to quantify. I'll need more experimentation. But then this to me a bit more than usual. Which is odd. Their aim is slightly off. Thank you for watching for now. You can always watch later on in the channel, and I have several playlists set up to do so you can look at each of these games from the beginning to the current run, or some of them are complete. Alright, Tango's down on the outside. Clear. Need to work on my aiming. But then again, as I said, I think something is slightly off. Maybe the winds have a bit more impact on how the arrows fly. I'll be able to warm up in a few moments. And there's a chest inside that I can put most of this stuff in. 2 tangos far back of the hall. You can see them from here.
Keep an eye out for trouble.
Time to end this little game.
More pressing matters.
Damn you!
Oh, nice. It's still nice. There we go. Upgrade. Some people prefer swords, I know. Since I kind of like the maces. I should still be able to walk over to where that chest is. It does not look like being over encumbered damages me like Fallout. I believe the other bandits were killed by these skeevers. I was draining my stamina. Should have noticed that. Should have kept that bow. Hunting bow right here. Great. Oh, that's an accident. Fur armor isn't that much from a leather armor, so should be okay. And I'll pick up this rest of this stuff when I leave. And I'll also put other things I find along the way here as well, which may require some backtracking. like it's gonna require cooking pots. Campfire in this is not gonna be enough. Or a cooking station. And I'm still peckish. Notice food spoiling, so that is something good not to have to worry about. Enemies seem to be in the same places as before. It's interesting what symbols are used, because they very much relate to rebirth. The symbolism of the snake, literally rebirth by shedding its skin. The owl is both a hunter to a lesser degree, not the owl but the hawk, I think. At least I think this is a hawk. I don't think it's an eagle. But it's a hunter, and the whale also has rebirth as well, so in this case it's two cases of rebirth and also a rebirth here. And what I mean by that is the symbology behind the animal is associated with rebirth, which plays into what you'll find here. Also with many of these burial sites. There's a perk that I really need, and that's one that allows you to recover your arrows, or recover more arrows. If you're going to be working with arrows, that's one of the good things to work towards. There's a dumber. And it really looks like he betrayed him. And basically locked them out.
Don't let it get me!
Oh, sorry. Sometimes I'm a bit too quiet.
Get it! Get it away from me! Get it away! Keep it away from me! Ah! Kill it! Kill it! Ah! Kill it! Kill it! Keep it away from me!
Thank you for watching. And I'm playing the survival version of Skyrim. And these larger spiders take a lot of the arrows. Of course, it doesn't help I'm still using iron for the moment. Alright, so...
Don't leave me for Arcade's sake. You did it. You killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up. Yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there. Sweet breath of Arcade, thank you. You, over here. It's coming loose. I can feel it. You fool. Why should I share the treasure with anyone?
Because you're not bright enough to realize that you don't run through any of these levels. Pretty simple. As bad as it might sound to let him run ahead, he's gonna get himself killed. There should be one or two drummers still. Drawguard, not drummer. Still up. There's him walking. There's one right there too, and you can tell the difference between how these Drawguard that are still basically undead or alive, or however you like to call them in the rest. The ones that don't get up look a bit more emancipated. That was a bad miss. Should be able to pick up a new bow fairly soon as well. And here Here's where he is. If the Draugr didn't kill him, then the trap would have. Either way, you don't run in one of these places. This is what I mean by the ones that don't get up. They often do not have clothing, and oh yeah, this is not my first playthrough. I've played through as a Nord, I've played through as a Breton, a Khajiit, and this is a playthrough as a Altmer. I'll take a look at your website or your YouTube page as well. Enjoy and follow as well. However, this is the first time I have played as survival, so that may make an impact. Yeah, that's interesting. Survival quick save is still available. It's not so in Fallout. I'm going to see what happens when my stamina runs out. It may start taking health damage. No health damage. This isn't so bad. But what it means is I'll be less likely to defend myself. So that is even more problematic. In other words, the last thing I'd want to do is to run into an enemy like this. Added to the fact that I can have a much decreased carrying capacity. That may require several trips. In other words, these dungeons, if you want to clear them out, it's not so bad. Many of these dungeons have a door that leads back to the beginning of it. This one does not. And hi, thank you for watching. This dungeon has a back door, but it's not so hard to get around to the front of the dungeon again. Specifically because this isn't technically a dungeon. It is a burial site, or a important site for dragons, that was taken over and turned into a burial site for the ancient Nord. One of the reasons you can tell by that is the shifting of the architecture. Much of that will be seen later on. Okay, still no damage to health. That might be starting to damage. How much? Awakeness I have, I guess you could say. Or that could just be because I've been up for a while. Fortunately, later levels you don't really have to do this as much, because generally by then you can generate a lot more gold. It's just at the beginning, sometimes it's a good idea to clear out the entire dungeon. whatever you find. Especially since you're probably going to want to get that first house in Whiterun as soon as possible. It's a good place to store your equipment and things that you find that you don't want to sell, but you can't really carry around with you. Okay, any bed or any tent, but sleeping bag will do. Once I've got lockpicking, then I'll start to work on the magic side. That's what my usual build for Skyrim is, a mage archer, or archer in general. Usually I concentrate on illusion and conjuration. As to what character you are using. Hold on. Be it elf or really merman or beast man. Doesn't really matter or have as much impact as it does on earlier games. should slow down a little bit so he'd take that random back. I got the pacing slightly off. There are 3 tangos in this room up ahead. They're all still sleeping. 1 on this side, 2 on this side. Here and here. That is the one I needed. He's got the bow I needed. Thank goodness for restoration. I am doing another playthrough for Skyrim. At the moment I am doing the survival Skyrim. The one that comes with the Creation Club. And so far it's a lot of fun. Should have 3 more tangos. Once I've got their weapons, then I'll return back to the main corridor and drop them off. Yeah, they should be moving by now. They're not. There. Unless I've forgotten how many there actually are. Should be 1 more. Yeah, he's right there. Slight delay. This should be enough to start off with. So after this trip, I'll be heading to the end of the dungeon, or into this burial chamber. That thing only stays off for a set amount of time. After a few moments it'll start swinging again. So that's why I wanted to reset it. It's a good idea again to take as much stuff as you can from the first dungeon. Just to get a safety net at the start of the game. And namely until you get Shadowmere or Arvak. Horses tend to die a lot in this game. With Shadowmere can die. But the thing is with Shadowmere, after a few days, he'll respawn. Since he's not Shadowmere, he or she. And there's debate upon which one it is. Or if it's even one horse rather than a whole series of horses, or just similar to a Daedra, and how a Daedra are summoned. They don't really die, they just get returned to wherever they've been summoned from. That might be what's happening with Shadowmere. Shadowmere might be a series of horses or a number of horses like the Daedra that you can summon. With Arvak, it's something similar, but with Arvak has spent so much time in the soul realm, the realm of where basically souls that are taken by a soul gem are sent to, that Arvak can't leave, and that is true of the dragon that you run into there as well. Neither of those two can die any longer, although they can be banished from the plane of his existence if they take too much damage or too much time has passed. But all that does is it sends them back to the Soul Care. I think that's the name of the realm. And you can basically summon them again. So Arvak is very much identical to a Daedra. Basically, in many ways, he has become one, or like one. And this would also be true of the warriors that you can summon later on in the game. Various warriors, either from the Halls of Valor and Sovereign Guard, or some of the other realms. That also fills the time while I'm walking back and forth. You wouldn't have to make this trip as much if it weren't for survival, because your carrying weight on survival is, I believe, halved. Looking at the numbers, that is. So if this were the regular game, and if you put points into stamina, you'd probably only have to do this once. It does look like being overburdened does make a larger impact on the calories I'm burning. And you see that by that darkened section of the stamina bar. It's seems to me that increases much faster. I'm almost back, and trip back to where I just left off won't be too bad at all, since I'll be able to run most of the way. That, and also I did not bring enough food. This one might do in a pinch, but I believe it's raw, so it might actually do some damage to me. Curious, the body of the bandit disappeared. The trap has probably reset by now. And I mean the one with the blades. Yep. Could have been worse. Should be a tangle right up ahead. Right in this sarcophagus. That's interesting. Arrows have... That means a bound bow would be incredibly valuable. Bound bow, you summon a bow and 100 arrows. It's not good either. To remember to carry more food when I go into these dungeons next time. Interestingly enough, if you come to this later on in the game, there's a troll here. And the same thing is true of the 1,000 steps that lead you to the Greybeards. You run into bears and... oh wait. You run into bears and trolls. There should be one tango up ahead. By a door. And there he is. Hi, and thanks for watching, and also thank you for the sub as well. I'm doing a playthrough of the survival side of Skyrim. The survival that comes with the Creation Club. And you can see a slight impact on staying up too late and not bringing enough food on my stamina and magic bar. The magic bar is showing staying up too late, basically, not having enough, or going too long without sleep or rest. The stamina bar is showing lack of food. And all I have is this right here, which is raw. Great. He actually fell for it. I didn't think that'd work. That arrow far short was a mistake, though. I am near the end of it, so I don't have to worry as much about the fact that I basically run out of food. It sounds strange, but you know, not so bad now. Although I do have to watch out for the Draugr at the end. This is the Hall of Stories, and this would be the story for this, well, right here. This is pretty much where the ancient Nord gives way to the dragons. And their architecture is slightly different. Bear, moth, and owl. Which each of these animals too are tied to rebirth or their hunters. Actually, well, moth's not really as much of a hunter, but both the owl and the bear are predators. And the moth is tied to rebirth. The owl's mostly tied to wisdom, but also has some ties to rebirth. And strange enough, the bear does have ties to rebirth in some ancient ways. Not as large as the moth, but it does exist. The last one I'll need to run into is there's a Draugr up ahead who can actually use the dragon tongue. This section always makes me think Batman. Listen to Nightingale. I'm going back here first because there is a chest here. to get off the attack in time. And at this stage you can't really use your dragon joust just yet, so that's the first time I've seen him hide down there. Fairly nice. Various things I can sell. Dragonstone unneeded. The normal exit is right here. Normally I would not do it, or you don't have to. You can circle around and go back the way you came. I don't think there's anything that'll stop you, except for that ledge I dropped off, which you can't go back up here now. But if you didn't do that, then you could just go back the way you came and out there. But there's a potion out here that is going to be useful. More useful here than probably in the regular game. And there it is. There's also a cabin in the woods up ahead. And it's sketchy as all get out, to be honest. Don't be fooled by the old lady who lives there. If you go in and you go into the basement, you'll see why it's sketchy. Of course, then again, when you leave, she'll attack you for what you find down there. Mages. Normally I would try to fight them, but this is not a good idea, not just yet. Not when they have... well, to be honest, mages can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, fight a done man.
Free goes to him, he who knows when to fight and when not to fight. As bad as it sounds, some things are not worth the effort. And that is another reason why that place is a slight bit sketchy. But I can still get back to the start of that dungeon from around here. Now the harder part here is getting down without freezing to death. And you'll notice that there is extra text on the upper left side, which informs you of this. I also have a chance now to level up again. Just need a bit of rest here. Figured on that one speech is going to be helpful. Pretty much all of the thieves' perks are pretty helpful. Even the pickpocket one. And especially the pickpocket one, since that one has one that increases how much you can carry. So I think that one will be incredibly valuable in survival. The good thing is that you can pickpocket bandits. It's interesting, I can see the stamina bar attempt to try to regain, but it's eating it away as soon as I get it back, mostly because I'm over encumbered. It originally was 150. I put 4 or 5 levels into stamina, and now I'm starting to freeze. And you can see the impact on that on the health bar. In theory, I should have. Well, there's one thing I can do. If the bodies are still there, I can dump everything I've got onto those bodies, except for enough to run by, and summon a zombie. That should give me enough time to get out of this area of intense cold. Oh, there's another thing that'll help too, and that is torch. That should slow it down just a little bit. Actually, that slowed it down a lot. And what I'm about to do should work. I don't know if there's any alterations with survival, but one way that you can beat being over encumbered is to place all of your items onto a body and then summon them back as a zombie. It's not a permanent one, since eventually that zombie will crumble. As I said, I do not know if there's going to be any difference in survival and how that works out in survival. It could be that the zombie will instantly die. But if this is the case, it is better to find this out now rather than later. That seems to work. Zombies do not have to worry about over-encumbrance. They are noisy though. And I went the wrong way. He should make his way around. Well, that's wasn't what I hoped for. Bet it shows it works. For some reason, I don't think it lasts as long, though, so that could be the trade-off. And the sad part is that you can only do it once for this spell. And technically what I'm doing is illegal. Technically. it is and it isn't. It's complicated. In some areas of Tamriel, it's outright illegal. In others, it's not specifically illegal, but it is hugely frowned upon. And as you see it, you can't bring back an ash pal. But that got me out of the cold area. Okay, I've recovered from cold damage. Now, however, we'll need to get something to eat fairly soon. Since it's already making a huge impact on my stamina. I'm gonna scroll to that actually get from that last place. Almost have 1,000. Not too far from it. So I should be able to afford a house fairly soon. I believe it is either 4,000 or 5,000 gold, and I think it's 5,000.
We got rooms and food. Drink, too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell. Until next time. Need a room? Take a look. All right, then.
Curiosity requires key.
Pour me an ale.
Coming right. I'm just a cook, lass. Out. She owns the place. She does what she wants. Inn's closed. Bar's still open, though. Feel free to sit and put your head down on the table for as long as you like. I won't bother you. All right, then.
That I need to wait to do some selling here, both in the trading post. That did a bit more than I thought it would. So my character is really tired now. Everything is slightly blurred.
But you seem alright.
Whatever you need. Take a look.
It seems better if you sell them individually. I'm almost at the limit of what I can stream, so once I turn in this quest, return the golden claw to him. Then that'll be it for now, and I'll pick up the next time I stream Skyrim.
All right, then.
That means I need to wait at least an hour. Oh, wrong house.
Show those thieves not to steal from Luke and Valerius. You found it! There it is! Strange. It seems smaller than I remember. Funny thing, huh? I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister. Thank you so much for taking care of those thieves. The Riverwood Trader is back to the way it used to be. Take a look.
All these could be useful. I need to cook that anyway.
Alright then.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you look a little sickly.
I feel a little sickly. So that's all I can stream for the moment. I'll pick up from here the next time I stream Skyrim. So thank you for watching, and that is it for now.